All right, so
Probably.
So after dealing with the creepy tree and getting its heart and giving it to the green dragon, we left Barris, came down south, ran into a magical box, which apparently magnifies magical energy. It's been there for a while, and we decided to leave it alone. Then we went to continue down to Heloris, and we went to there was little stuff around town. Then we went up to the farms because we heard that there were some disappearances and stuff. And ended up spending the night there and encountered werewolves. 3 of them, to be specific. We took care of them, went into town because we were worried that, the bite seemed a little weird. So, because we knew that they were human previously, we didn't know how it occurred. So we found out it was usually done through being harmed by them, and since myself, Yuma and Toby were harmed by them, we needed to go find somebody who could cast the Remove Curse, which would only be in Abdera. And by the way, those werewolves had like 20 more... 2 of those werewolves had like 20 more HP than Max. So...
They were very powerful.
They were very powerful werewolves. So...
Yeah, that was a slight mistake on my end. On the other hand, it does kind of fit in with the general idea I had with it, so I roll with it.
We're all alive, so we'll accept it.
Well, for now.
So,
who knows what kind of living death we might be living as a result of these bites.
You're not a living dead, you are not undead.
So we noticed,
Okay.
At least Rita and Tyraneus noticed that they had 2 pins. Some of the guys had pins or brooches that the werewolves had, so we didn't want to stay in the town, so we left. And on the way, I would have had Yuma cast Identify on herself to see if it noticed any differences. So as we were leaving on the trail the first day, Yuma would cast Identify on herself, assuming she's up for it.
I guess, since we have the time.
Okay.
Well, identify on a person meant nothing else than that you know if there's a spell on said person.
You would know if there is magic being used on that person, it's affecting them, or if they have like a disease or something. Isn't that also part of it? So seeing as that
I don't know about the disease. Let me see.
I think it was purely magic.
Well,
magical.
The werewolf, the lycanthropy is a magical disease.
It's a curse.
Yeah, which is basically...
You learn what spells are affecting it. It doesn't have anything to do with sickness.
Well, it's a curse, which is magic.
Yeah.
But a curse is
magical
not...
sickness.
It's not a specific spell that is used on you.
Eh?
It's more of a combination of magic and like a basic disease.
Okay. So nothing pops up?
No, you do know that you're not feeling well. I mean, that
I feel fine.
obvious. Yeah, you feel fine, but they don't.
I feel fine.
Yeah, I wonder why.
What's wrong with us?
And then on the way, I would have also kind of quietly talked to Rita, just expressing that I'm concerned about her newfound magical ability and just telling her to be careful with it.
Her reactions are mostly avoiding your words, and you like continuously bring it back up. So after a while, she is kind of sick of it.
I didn't say I continuously bring it back up. I wouldn't have done that at all. I would have expressed it once and then shut up about it.
Okay, then you shut up about it.
Because I know she's really excited about this, and I'm worried knowing because I come from a family where magic is kind of a thing where it's studied, and I know that magic can be dangerous, and she just spontaneously gets magic, and it's not a huge jump for me to figure out it probably comes from her bloodline, which is it demonic or it's from demons, right? Isn't that the tieflings or is it devils? Because there's a difference.
I think demons.
I think it's demons.
Check it.
Yeah, so I think it's like something somewhat demonic. So I'm concerned. So I'm just gonna be keeping an eye out for, and aside from mentioning it to her, and that if anything happens, come talk to me, see what we can do. Anyway, I think we have 2 more days of travel.
Didn't we do all the travel?
No, we had 1 day of travel.
Okay then.
It wasn't much, I remember that.
Yeah, so we have 2 more days to get to
2
Abdera,
more
so I
days
have
of
to
travel.
roll. And we have an encounter.
Right.
And we don't have an encounter the day after. We almost did, though.
Let's hope we get like
Your
500
first encounter,
XP
you know
each.
what to roll.
D100... 33.
A giant.
2d4.
4.
Oh, nice.
And a 2d25.
$19.
And then I'll have to go down. You are walking through the forest, at least you're on the cart, sitting around the... What would you do during just basic travel?
To my iPod.
Yeah. I'm just probably just keeping vigilant. I'm just taking in the scenery.
I think I would play with my magic.
I might take out my harp, assuming I could play it with my shield still equipped.
No, you can't.
Okay, so no, I don't take out. I don't. Cause yeah, I can play the
fiddle
harp.
around a bit, except I don't play the fiddle. So
I
I'll
can
just
play chess.
strum my lute.
Do you have a chessboard?
No.
Then you can't play chess.
You don't
can
have
you?
a gaming set.
I have a very big imagination, alright?
Perhaps
This
you could
is-
magic a board or something.
The magical spell chess.
I can use silent image to create a fake chessboard.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
that'd be you couldn't move it around or anything. You couldn't like what would you do with the pieces?
Like
He,
imagine them moving.
he creates it on the floor of the cart,
Yeah.
and then uses like acorns and other forest things as
Yes.
pieces.
Okay.
Anyway,
In the air you hear a screech.
Okay.
that doesn't sound good.
Perception?
Yes.
Would we do a nature check maybe to see if we identify what it is?
Oh, that's a 7.
Ah, great perception for me.
Well, Toby is sees it.
And that's right.
Actually, everyone sees it.
Oh, it's a what?
It's a hawk, or a type of hawk. It's flying in the air. You can barely make it out.
Is it the
It's-
same hawk as the from that guy? Those giant hawks.
No, those are eagles.
No.
Hawks are different.
Oh, hawks. Okay.
It's a small creature.
Okay.
Tobinius,
Yes, sir.
you can see that this hawk has crimson feathers. And you would know that this would be a blood hawk and that they are naturally aggressive in nature.
I quickly point that out to everyone else. Get ready.
Okay. I'm
I
not too
got my bow out.
I have a non too concerned look on my face. I'm more or less looking along the forest line to see if anything else pops up while we're distracted.
The creature screeches again and it starts flying above you, but it's way up. It's way up high. And from the sides you can see multiple hawks, multiple same creatures gather.
Okay,
Circle
how far?
around us?
How many? Give me a feet. Give me a feet. Like how far? How many feet are they away?
I'll give you the meters and I'll have to calculate it back to
Yay,
feet.
metric system.
That's fine. We'll just divide it by.
So they are times it by around 3. They are around 100 to 150 meters above the ground.
Okay, that's
Which goes
way
down
up there.
to like 3 to 4, 500 feet.
Yeah, about a little more than 450. No. I don't know, I'm tired. Yeah, okay.
So they're flying, gathering.
Okay, so they're way out of range for me.
Nope. Let me
I
know
guess
when
we
they're like
can't do
within 200.
anything.
I guess I'll just be continuously readying fire bolts.
We could also go into the forests and...
Not with the cart.
That's true. But we could leave the cart and take the horse. And just
Yeah, but
wait it out.
hawks can fly in the woods too.
Yeah.
Yeah, but not as...
Not as
They,
quickly.
they could, yeah, but that's true, but they could also hide and guerrilla tactics us.
That's true. Well, we can hide below our cart, but then our horse will die.
Yeah, very easily. It gets scratched. Falls over dead. Okay, so I guess, I mean... Okay, so question, does the hut... the hut is a permanent thing, right? It doesn't move with you. Yeah, because if you left it, it'd go away. Okay.
But then I don't think that means if we're moving that it doesn't like move with us.
That's true. If he casted it on the cart...
Yeah. That would be amazing.
Like, what does it say? Like, for the spell description.
It springs into its existence around and above you.
Yeah,
it
so
says it remains stationary for the duration, but
Yeah, it says
okay.
around
I
and
don't know
above
if that
remains
means-
stationary. It's because it's not attached to a point. It just says around when you cast the spell.
It's just like floating,
Yeah.
sort of.
Honestly, I wouldn't say that it could move. But that's up to the DM.
Yeah, but even if it could, the horse would be attacked and we wouldn't go anywhere.
Yeah.
Well, we could still attack. Like, Steph can go out from it, and I can get out if I wanted to, since I couldn't do anything else, pretty much. But, like, there are 2 archers could shoot arrows and bolts out from it just fine. So it just keep them safe.
While you are discussing with each other the nature of that specific magical spell and what you could or could not do,
Mm-hmm.
the group of Bloodhawks is attacked by a massive swarm of ravens.
Oh.
They're just flying around them, plucking at them, screeching at them, and the hawks try to fight back initially. And you can see this aerial combat going on, and then just see a couple of hawks plummet down, and a couple of hawks going after them.
Do any of them come within range of the cart?
No,
Since they're flying above us.
They're flying slightly in front of you and falling down.
Yeah, okay.
Make perception checks.
Well, Rita and I are...
Again.
bah. Now that I see something happening, I can actually watch.
You can see that about half of them are already dead. The others are heavily wounded and just diving down to probably get some cover within the trees, within the forest.
Okay.
What few forest there is out here. The ravens are going after them relentlessly. So
Okay.
you can see like a giant flock of ravens, just a black dot in the sky, plummeting down behind after them.
So should we turn around? Should we forge ahead? Since they are in front of us. I mean, we kind of are rushed for time. Not too badly. You guys want to go ahead or you want to turn around?
Let's go ahead.
Go ahead. Yeah, they're not attacking us.
Yet.
We'll see.
Okay, I keep my firebolt. Unlike, I just constantly keep recasting firebolt to prepare it. Or readying it. Or just readying it once and holding it, because it's basically a concentration spell. So. My hand is blowing fire.
Anyone else?
I just keep my bow out.
Yep, me too.
Okay. So you can hear the after you continue walking. After a short while, you can actually hear the sounds of the swarm, gawking, crowing, flying around, but they never seem to get close to you.
Okay.
And after a while, the sounds kind of die off.
Okay, were there
Okay.
any hawks along the trail that I could have picked up that were dead?
No.
Okay. See, they have pretty feathers. Alright.
You continue on your journey.
Yep.
Tobinius, make a nature check.
Okay, one sec.
Let's see how nature-oriented our druid is. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but that seemed a little bit, weird. I mean, they are called a murderer of crows, but yeah.
There don't seem to be a lot of animals around.
So it's a lot more quiet than what I would normally expect.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Even,
remember,
well,
even when a group of travelers is coming on a road, it's still too quiet.
do you mention this?
Yes, I let everyone know.
Well, don't forget, we do
It's
know that
quiet. Too quiet.
there are cockatrices in the area, so it's quite possible that all the animals around here have been eaten.
Alright.
You keep on moving,
Sure,
Yep.
keeping vigilant.
and around half, when around half of the day has passed, you can hear sounds coming from behind you.
What?
Sounds?
Sounds, noise.
Okay, sounds.
Make
Perception.
perception
Sounds.
checks.
Rita rolled a natural 20. I rolled a whole
It's my
7.
moment to shine.
Rita is continuously looking at the back. See, Toby?
Yep. Sorry, what do you need?
Where's your perception?
I got an 11.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah, I know it's sad.
Toby, Golf, Dolos. Yuma then. Oh, no, that's
I
a
rolled
14.
a
Okay,
14.
Yeah,
Yeah.
never mind. Rita has been looking at the pack the entire time and she suddenly calls out, "A lot of riders are coming our way.
Okay, so she points that out.
I can see around 6 of them. Lightly armored, in great haste.
Humans?
They look hostile?
Humans.
Okay, move the cart to the side of the road and let them pass.
They look
Yeah.
hurried.
So move the cart to the side as much as we can to let them pass.
We
But
move the car to the side and 6...
Do we keep going as we move it aside, or
Might as well.
Yeah. All right. It's not like we're standing still.
Yeah, there's no police sirens going.
No, I
Yeah.
mean like that we're not waiting for them to pass.
Well,
No.
actually, one of them goes, "Wee-oo, wee."
Just
So-
with the kazoo or something.
Oh no, the popo's here.
So I have my guard
Men
up.
in tights.
I have my guard up, but otherwise, yeah.
The riders storm by in great haste. You can see that they are all armed with a sword on their side, bows on their back, and even spears in their
Now,
hands.
Question: given where we are, would we be in the road after it converges? Like, where would we be?
This is 2 days left, so you just crossed the river more or less. Yeah,
Really?
you should be around here.
Okay, so they came
Around the end of the
came
second
from
day.
Heloris then.
They came from Elors
Okay.
in full flight.
Do we
Down the
recognize any of them as they pass?
Like they're...
You haven't seen these people before.
Okay, so it's they're possibly not from the village of Helonis.
Yeah, or they could be... No, they would. Most likely, yeah.
So they run by. Not necessarily giving you a second glance, just extreme speed.
Did we see any of them having the same kind of brooch as the others?
Make a perception check.
I would have looked at that too, actually. That's kind of what I meant. Does Rita get advantage because she rolled natural 20 here and natural
No.
20? Okay, fine.
You just saw it.
That's all she did.
I rolled a 22, and Rita rolled a 6.
So there is no brooch visible from like the white wolf kind of thing. They actually don't have any markings on their cloaks or other clothes whatsoever. One thing that does kind of stand out is they all have a fully green cloak, but it's more like a dark foresty green type of thing, full with hood. You'd think that they are scouts of some sort.
Okay.
How many did you say there were?
6.
Okay.
Alright, so we've already spent... Yeah, so this would be towards the end of the second
First
day.
day.
First of the
first
2
roll
days.
day.
Yeah, okay. So, second day of travel.
Is actually calm. There are few people on the streets, few people on the roads that you walk by, and those that do walk, they actually walk. Sometimes from the side roads, you can see like small clearings within the forest where there's a small farm. Extremely small villages of, perhaps more like 4 or 5 houses close together. And the more you get to Abdera, the more side roads come in, the less forested it becomes, the more farms you can see, and the more people are on the road. People just, they nod at you when you pass them. As a simple greeting. Nothing major. And when you get close to Abdera, you see first of all, you see the giant wall of Abdera. It's your most basic stone wall you can actually think of. It is built there not to be beautiful, but to be effective.
Like most walls.
Yeah. There are guard towers, like fully stone built, round towers going up, double the size of the wall, and they are spaced almost exactly away from each other. The gate is guarded by a couple of men, but the thing that really grabs your attention is the entire encampment of tents outside of the city to the side of the river.
Okay, so there's basically an army here.
Not on that side.
Oh, on this side.
On this side of the river. They're up there, fully encamped.
And it doesn't. They're not sieging or anything. It looks like it's peaceful.
It looks fully militarized, but the gates are open.
Okay.
There are no like battering rams or siege towers at the gates.
Okay, I just want to make sure we weren't walking into a war zone.
Well, we could check out what's going on. Maybe we could make some money out of this as mercenaries.
Do you want to be a merc now? I mean, I'm not.
Heavy merc.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm not saying it's not a bad. It's a bad idea. I'm saying that you want to be a merc. You want to make honest
I'll let you in
coin.
the front, and I'll just, stab while they're
Semi-honest.
hacking on you.
Okay, so when a passerby comes by, Yuma will ask, Like,
Oh yeah, Yuma.
Of
would.
course
Yuma
I
will
will,
ask.
yeah.
Yuma is our bard, our people person.
Yeah, I'm the charismatic one.
Okay, Yuma. What would you ask?
As one of the people passing?
Yeah.
What's up?
What's up?
He looks at you kind of strangely. Nothing much, milady.
What's up with the army?
Yeah, like, what's with the people?
I don't know.
Lots of people.
I don't know. They've been
Maybe that's not
gathering-
usual?
No, it's not usual. They've been gathering here for the last week. It is as if, well, something big is either happened or going to happen.
So nothing has actually happened?
Not that I know of.
Okay. Anything else, or are we gonna keep going? I have something
let's
I
just
want to
keep
say, but I don't want to say it in front of.
going. I think we should continue since
Okay, we continue.
do have haste.
And after we get out of earshot of the person, I can say so. Either they're gonna deal with the cockatrices if they haven't already, or they're gonna attack Aloris. Probably.
Yeah.
So keep that in mind. I guess we'll just go into the city, assuming that we don't get like stopped or anything, and we inquire as to where a church where some clerics are.
Yeah.
I don't hear anything.
Oh,
Don't hear what?
you don't hear us?
I heard you go, and then we, and that's all I heard.
Oh, I heard
Oh,
him.
I heard all of it.
Okay, so
He
I said
doesn't-
we
he
go into the
basically
city.
asked around to see if there's a church around.
Yeah, church with clerics. Looking for a church with clerics, Wrath.
Oh, well, he just entered the channel, so...
I know.
Yeah,
So why?
I
That,
lost a lot of that.
That's-
because suddenly it went silent.
yeah.
Yeah, it went silent for me too.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, so we enter the city and inquire as to where a church with some clerics would be. Or a similar place of worship.
They point you to a very large and beautifully built building. It is like your basic church building, like a giant front side with a tower with a bell on top, and then it just goes back to behind it. But it's big. It's very big. You are immediately just pointed to that direction.
Okay. We make our way over there.
You make your way over there. The building looks big from afar, but it's now that you're closer, well, as it usually goes, it's even bigger.
I'm also still keeping my eye out for the comb building. Just because.
You don't see one at this point.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, that's what you can see right now.
Mm-hmm.
You moving in?
Yeah, go in. At least the three of us do. Since we all got beat.
Yep.
Okay. So the three of you enter this massive building through the large open doors. It is busy. Very busy. A lot of people are everywhere. Going to various gods. Speaking with various clerics. Listening to various clerics. There are a lot of clerics as well. And you are approached by a younger looking man who bows before you. Welcome. How may I be of service?
We require the services of a cleric who can cast, what was it, remove curse or something along those lines?
Uh-huh.
To what purpose?
Well, we all got bit by werewolves in Haloris, and we just want to make sure that we're not cursed with werewolfism or lycanthropy.
Understandable, understandable. I shall bring you to one of the rooms where we bring people who have a little bit more bigger problems.
Okay.
He turns around and moves, begging you to follow him. A cleric should know that spell.
Pretty
Let's
sure
see the-
cleric would know that spell.
Not a cleric spell list. I'm just looking through it to see what the specific spell says.
Like, is it gonna cost money?
Is it gonna cost? Probably.
I mean,
It's more like, how expensive will it be?
Right. I mean, I get they're not running a charity organizations, but, you know, they're still should not have, like, a whole lot of greed.
That's not necessarily greed.
Right, well, that's what I said, is like, at least, maybe like 10 gold plus whatever the cost is for the spell. Assuming it actually consumes something. I don't know.
First off, remove curse. No, that should be easy to find. Remove. Curse, thank you. It's a 3rd level spell.
Oh.
So you enter a specific room. The young man bows before you and says that another person, not a cleric, will join you shortly.
Okay.
Great, there's a
And-
waiting room in the church. Okay.
It's more like a specific room in which you can be asked questions without having or you can ask or answer questions without having the fear of being heard.
Okay. That's better.
So it's not necessarily a waiting room with like a waiting music
Yeah.
band playing in the side.
Aw.
But it's not like a holding cell, is it?
No, it's not. Well, it could be closer to a holding cell than anything else, but it's not a holding cell. There's like a normal door in there with no specific lock. It's just closed.
Okay. Okay, thanks.
You don't hear ka-chunk and they lock you up forever. So a couple of minutes pass and an older looking man, 40s, 50s, like end 40s, early 50s, enters the room. He sits down and he greets you. And how can I help you? Be as specific as you can.
Yeah, we encountered some werewolves up in Halloras. 3 of them, which we don't assume were the last of them, and the 3 of us got bitten. I feel fine, but my 2 friends here feel not too well.
Let me first take a look at your wounds.
Okay.
Yes?
Yep, I show him my wound.
So he carefully goes over your wound with his hands. He says, well, it seems that you are clear. You have not contracted lycanthropy. You can consider yourself lucky. Or strong, either one.
Or both. I
Or
think I'll
both.
consider myself both.
He kind of nods and then moves to the next. You, on the other hand, is now at Toby. You have contracted lycanthropy. He then turns to Yuma, looks at her wound, and he kind of nods and he says, "The same goes for you."
Ma. I'm sorry, it was too easy.
Ba-doom-ts.
So there are multiple options we can take. You can live with the curse, or you can pay the church a small sum of money to be lifted off it.
How much is a little?
You're actually considering this. My mind.
I know.
This is all in my
I'm
head.
saying it. I know.
I'm going
I'm
like.
not considering it. I'm gonna pay it. It's just like, how much is a little?
We lift these types of curses for 100 gold pieces per curse.
That's so okay. I'll take it.
Outrageous.
Wow, my good constitution saved me 100 gold. I'm
He
like,
nods, looks at Tobinius.
Yeah, I give him 100 gold.
He takes the 100 gold, looks at Yuma.
I also give him 100 gold.
He takes the other 100 gold, puts it in a pouch, or in a small sack, an empty small sack, around his waist. He puts it in there, ties it up, puts it around his waist.
We
Kind
all
of
steal it.
you're not there, remember? You didn't say you were coming.
Oh, okay, I'm not.
He rubs his hands together, and you can, like in a prayer motion, kind of rubs it first, then grabs his. Yeah, it's like it's some sort of medallion, and he slowly starts speaking. And after a while, after like a minute of speaking, you can see his hand start to glow. And he then first touches Yuma on her back. After that, touches Tobinius on his back. And your wounds immediately stop with the bubbling what they did before. You feel relieved. As if a higher being just gently touched your wound and seeped poison out of it. So, yeah, you feel relieved, are happy, and probably curse-free.
Probably.
Probably.
Is there some kind of... Oh, okay. Okay.
So, he then says, you're healed and are free to go.
Okay, I just wanted to quickly say that the werewolves we encountered all had a brooch, which we saw other inhabitants of Haloris wearing. So, do you have any idea who we should talk to or report a possible werewolf cult in Haloris?
What is the brooch?
You said it was a white wolf head, Wrath? Was that what it was?
Did I?
I think you did. Like, you barely went over
You
it.
should have wrote it down then.
I think you just mentioned that there was a brooch when we went over
Yeah,
it. I don't
just
think you
remember
mentioned...
brooch.
Yeah, you didn't mention anything specific about the brooch. You just said that they all have the same brooch.
Being specific.
I want to say it was a white wolf head. Rita remembers. She's the one who pointed it out.
Does she?
True.
And she's not with
Well,
us.
roll for.
You can roll checks. Intelligence checks, but Rita isn't there, so it's
Yeah.
the three of you.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Really? This better be an easy check. We all saw them.
You said it's a what check? An intel check?
Intelligence.
Okay.
9.
Oh,
I've been
It must have been
under
cursed.
the weather the last few days.
I want to say it was a
My
white wolf
excuse.
head, but...
one more
Tobinius?
chance.
Sorry, what were we talking about?
Exactly.
It's like, I say I don't remember the exact details, but because it seems fuzzy for whatever reason, but I think it was a wolf head.
The head of a wolf. Well, that does seem like something you'd expect a werewolf to wear,
Ha!
but a...
Werewolf. Keep going. I don't interrupt.
Then-
It's in my head.
He then looks he then kind of stops, looks. A small history lesson for you folks. Before the Great War, there were multiple groups of knights. These knights all did various things in the name of the Emperor, having various ideals, but they all had one thing in common: an undying and full devotion to our emperor, or our previous emperor. One of those clans had wolf pins, white wolf pins, or had a white wolf as their emblem.
Interesting.
Since you cannot be specific, I cannot say if that is the exact thing, but it's still a possibility. Then
Okay.
again, with the death of the Emperor, we haven't seen many of the former knights. So, I cannot, yeah.
In case we were to encounter any werewolves again, do you know if they happen to have any specific weaknesses? We noticed that I have a magic weapon, which worked just fine, but apparently physical attacks did absolutely nothing to them.
They have a certain healing ability, which makes them basically impervious to most normal attacks. Spells work on them, as well as magical weapons or silvered weapons.
Silvered weapons.
This goes for all lycanthropes.
Okay, so with my blacksmithing knowledge, would I know, and my warrior knowledge with lots of weapons, would I know inherently what a silvered weapon is? Like, I metagame can know how to get silvered weapons, but would Drake know?
Well, he says silver weapons, so I think Drake would be like, so it's a weapon made out of silver.
That's kind of what I'd be thinking.
That would
Yeah.
be what you think, but with my blacksmithing knowledge, because I know that's technically only half true. Because a silvered weapon just means that you've basically incorporated silver into the weapon.
Okay.
That
Yeah, so
seems-
it's made...
It's
of
not
silver.
made
It
of.
has to be-
It's not made of silver. It contains silver.
Well, yeah, it's not made completely out of silver. Is what
But
I mean.
that's
Yeah.
like the outer side is silver.
Yeah, something like that. So would I know that?
As a blacksmith, I think you'd know that, yeah.
Okay.
Even as a basic blacksmith, you know that you don't really make weapons out of silver.
Yeah, that would be dumb.
So you're more thinking about, well, probably the side or one side or a specific part of the weapon is silver.
Okay, unless you guys have any questions, I'm good. Since I know how to get silvered weapons.
No, I'm good.
Okay. Thank you for your
He
time
then
and
bows.
services.
And he basically leads you outside. He just follows you outside of the smaller chambers area and then moves you into like the giant chamber with all the specific gods.
Okay.
And says, good luck on your travels.
Thank you.
Stay safe. Stay in the light.
Mm-hmm.